your words. Aquarena for the 66th day of diving competition 2025 Canada Games. Competition will begin in less than 10 minutes. Bienvenue aux The Works, Aquarena pour la 6e journée de compétition de plongeon des Jeux d'été du Canada 2025. Government of Canada, Government of Newfoundland and Labrador, the City of St. John, and the Canada Games Council. Les Jeux du Canada 2025 viennent à remercier tous leurs partenaires de financement pour leur appui continu envers les Jeux. Le gouvernement du Canada, le gouvernement de Newfoundland et Labrador, la ville de St. John et les conseils des Jeux du Canada. The 2025 Canada Games are brought to you in part by Fortis, Atlantic Water, BMO, The Inn Tire, Celebrate Newfoundland, MNSB, Orange Door. respectfully acknowledge that the land and waters on which we are situated are the traditional territories of diverse indigenous peoples, and we acknowledge and respect the diverse histories and culture of the Inuit, Mi'kmaq, Innu, and Inuit of Newfoundland and Labrador. Please join us for a national anthem performed by the Newfoundland Symphony Orchestra. Veuillez vous joindre à nous pendant l'interprétation de notre hymne national par l'Orchestre symphonique de Terre-Neuve. Attention patrons, a reminder that only the host broadcaster has the right to stream coverage of the 2025 Canada Games. Live streaming from personal devices is not permitted. To watch all the action, visit the canadagames.ca/watch and tune in to the official live stream. The 2025 St. John's Canada Games are committed to fostering a competitive game day environment that promotes inclusivity and treats all teams, officials, and fans with respect. Discriminatory language and intimidating actions will not be tolerated. We ask that you please support all participants and spectators in a positive manner. Thank you. Les Jeux du Canada 2025 à St. John's s'engagent à favoriser un environnement de compétition qui encourage l'inclusion et qui traite toutes les équipes, les officiels, participants et participantes avec respect. Le langage discriminatoire et les actes d'intimidation ne seront pas tolérés. Nous vous demandons de soutenir tous et toutes les participants et participantes, les spectateurs et les spectatrices de manière positive. Nous vous en remercions. Welcome to the diving competition at the Works Aquarena. Their first competition is the mixed team event. Bienvenue à la compétition de plongeon au The Works Aquarena. La première compétition est l'épreuve par équipe mixte. Representing Team Ontario Black will be Nicholas Bondi, Katie Bushel, Simon Lepage, and Raphaël Serré-Cormier. Good luck, bonne chance. Representing Team Saskatchewan number 2, Annika Park, Freddie Moffett, Casey Spelshak, and Finley Sharp. Congratulations, good luck, bonne chance. Représentant l'équipe du Québec blanc, Arnaud Corbeil, Samuel Talbot, Livia McKibben. Good luck and bonne chance. Representing Team Alberta, number 1, Logan Tate, Mark Rico Lamb, Fiona Cayley, and Kaya Abadi McIntosh. Good luck. Representing Team Saskatchewan, number 1, Cash Derisov, Lila Stewart, Isa Coop. Representing Team Ontario Red, Nolan Leger-Lazari, Daria Chambers, Sam Croft, and Ella Lindsay. Représentant l'équipe du Québec bleu, Adrienne Insania, Mathilde Laberge, Claude-Olivier Lisée-Coder et Kéliane Tessier. Bonne chance! Representing Team Manitoba, number 1, Corden Wolf, Vlad Tiagle. Good luck. Representing Team Alberta, number 2, Paul Yang, Sophia Driscoll, and Aiden Panku Brennan. Good luck. Representing Team Manitoba, number 2, Evangeline Edgecas and Nicholas Landry. Good luck. Representing Team BC, number 1, Matthias Frolov, Jackson Congdon, Simran Rakra, and Amelia Sample. Good luck. And finally, Team British Columbia, number 2, Nico Sanitakis, Maya Alexandra Jane, and Alexandra Wood. Good luck. Ladies and gentlemen, these are your team for the mixed team event. Mesdames et messieurs, ce sont vos équipes pour l'épreuve par équipe mixte. Your judges for this event, referee will be Bruno Fournier. Assistant referee will be Jill Brewer. Judges for the 1 meter will be Matthew Five Smith. Judge number 2 will be Jeremy Comfort. Judge number 3 will be Sean Burnett. Judge number 4 will be Carol McPherson. And judge number 5 will be Jane McDonald. The judges for the 3 meter springboard and platform. Judge number 1 will be Stéphane Lortie. Judge number 2 will be Josie Jostin. Judge number 3 will be Heather Pineo. Judge number 4 will be Tanya Haley. And judge number 5 will be Steve Power. Starting round number 1, representing Team Ontario Black, Katie Bushel will be performing an inward 1.5 pike position on 10 meter. Judges Awards, 7, 7, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5. Representing Team Ontario Black, Raphaël Serré-Cormier will be performing a forward 2.5 somersault with 2 twists, pike position on 10 meter. Take your time, Raph. We're going to re-announce. Re-announcing, representing Team Ontario Black, Raphaël Serré-Cormier will be performing a forward 2.5 somersault, 2 twists, pike position on 10 meter. Judges Awards, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5, 6. Representing Team Saskatchewan number 2, Annika Park will be performing a forward 1.5 somersault, pike position on 10 meter. Judges Awards, 7, 7, 7, 6.5, 8. Representing Team Saskatchewan number 2, Freddie Muffet will be performing a forward 3.5 somersault, tuck position on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 6, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5. Représentant l'équipe du Québec blanc, Livia McKibben effectuera un équilibre avant, un périlleux, position carpée au 10 mètres. Judges Awards, 8, 6.5, 8, 7.5, 8. Représentant l'équipe du Québec blanc, Arnaud Corbeil effectuera un 2,5 avant avec une vrille en position carpée aux 3 mètres. Judges Awards, 8.5, 7.5, 8, 7, 7.5. Representing Team Alberta 1, Fiona Cayley will be performing a forward 1.5 somersault, pike position on 7 meter. Judges Awards, 6, 6.5, 5.5, 6.5, 6. Representing Team Alberta number 1, Logan Tate will be performing an inward 2.5 somersault tuck position on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 5.5, 5.5, 6, 5.5, 5.5. Representing Team Saskatchewan number 1, Cash Tarasov will be performing a forward 1.5 somersault pike position on 10 meter. Judges Awards, 7, 6.5, 8, 7.5, 6.5. Representing Team Saskatchewan number 1, Lila Stewart will be performing a forward 2.5 somersault pike position on 1 meter. Judges Awards on 1 meter, 8 across. Representing Team Ontario Red, Sam Croft will be performing a forward 1.5 somersault pike position on 1 meter. Judges Awards, 7.5, 8, 7, 7.5, 7.5. Representing Team Ontario Red, Ella Lindsay will be performing a forward 2.5 somersault pike position on 1 meter. Judges Awards, 7, 7, 7, 7, 6.5. Représentant l'équipe du Québec bleu, Claude Olivier effectuera un 1,5 avant en position carpé au 1 mètre. Judges Awards, 8, 8.5, 7.5, 8.5, 8.5. Représentant l'équipe du Québec bleu, Adrian Insogna effectuera un 2,5 retourné en position carpé au 3 mètres. Judges Awards, 5, 5, 5.5, 5, 5. Representing Team Manitoba number 1, Cordon Wolf will be performing a reverse dive pike position on 3 meter. Judges Awards 7, 7, 7, 6, 7. Representing Team Manitoba, number 1, Vlad Tiagle will be performing a back 2.5 somersault with a half twist, pike position on 10 meter. Judges Awards 8, 7.5, 6.5, 7.5, 7. Representing Team Alberta, number 2, Sophia Driscoll will be performing a forward 1.5 somersault pike position on 10 meter. Judges Awards 7, 6, 7, 7, 6.5. Representing Team Alberta 2, Paul Yang will be performing a forward 3.5 somersault pike position on 3 meter. Judges Awards 4.5, 4.5, 5, 4.5, 5. Representing Team Manitoba, number 2, Nicholas Landry will be performing an inward 1.5 somersault tuck position on 1 meter. Judges Awards 5.5, 6, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5. Representing Team Manitoba, number 2, Evangeline Edgeguest will be performing a back 1.5 somersault with 1.5 twists on 1 meter. Judges Awards 4.5, 4.5, 5.5, 4.5, 5. Representing Team BC, number 1, Simran Rakra will be performing an inward 1.5 somersault pike position on 7 meter. Judges Awards 8, 7.5, 7, 7, 7.5. Representing Team BC, number 1, Jackson Congdon will be performing a forward 2.5 somersault with 1 twist pike position on 3 meter. Judges Awards 5.5, 6.5, 5.5, 6, 6. Representing Team BC, number 2, Alexandra Wood will be performing an inward 1.5 somersault pike position on 1 meter. Judges Awards, 7.5, 7.5, 7, 7, 7.5. Representing Team BC number 2, Nikos Stanitakis will be performing a back 2.5 somersault with 1.5 twist, pike position on 10. Judges Awards, 5.5, 6, 5.5, 5.5, 6. Let's take a moment for our leaderboard for the results after round 1. Prenons un instant pour le classement, les résultats suite au premier tour. Starting round number 2 from Team Ontario Black, Simon will be performing a back 1.5 somersault with 1.5 twist on 7. Judges, please enter your scores for Simon. Judges Awards for Simon, 6.5, 6.5, 6, 6.5, 6.5. Representing Team Ontario Black, Nicholas will be performing a forward 3.5 somersault tuck position on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 6, 7, 7, 6.5, 6.5. Representing Team Saskatchewan number 2, Casey will be performing an inward 1.5 somersault pike position on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 6.5, 6, 4.5, 5.5, 5.5. Representing Team Saskatchewan number 2, Finley will be performing a back 2.5 somersault tuck position on 7 meter. Judges Awards, 7.5 across. Représentant l'équipe du Québec blanc, Samuel effectuera un plongeon arrière en position carpée aux 3 mètres. Judges Awards, 8.5 across. Représentant l'équipe du Québec blanc, Arnaud effectuera un 2,5 renversé en position groupée au 1 mètre. Judges Awards, 3, 3, 3, 2.5, 3. Representing Team Alberta, number 1, Kaya will be performing a back dive pike position on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 7, 7, 6.5, 7, 7. Representing Team Alberta 1, Mark will be performing a forward 2.5 somersault pike position on 1 meter. Judges Awards, 4.5, 4, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5. Representing Team Saskatchewan 1, Isa will be performing a back dive pike position on 1 meter. Judges Awards, 8, 8.5, 8.5, 8, 8.5. Representing Team Saskatchewan 1, Cash will be performing an inward 2.5 somersault pike position on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 7, 7.5, 8, 8, 8. Representing Team Ontario Red, Daria will be performing a back dive pike position on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Representing Team Ontario Red, Nolan will be performing a back 1.5 somersault with 2.5 twists on 10 meter. Judges Awards, 7.5, 7.5, 8, 7.5, 7.5. Représentant l'équipe du Québec bleu, Kylian effectuera un plongeon arrière en position carpée au 1 mètre. Judges Awards, 8, 7, 8.5, 7.5, 7.5. Représentant l'équipe du Québec bleu, Mathilde effectuera un 2,5 arrière en position groupée au 3 mètres. Judges Awards, 7.5, 7.5, 7, 7, 8. Representing Team Manitoba, number 1, Corden will be performing a forward 1.5 somersault pike position on 10 meter. Judges Awards, 7.5, 7, 6.5, 7.5, 7.5. Representing Team Manitoba, number 1, Vlad will be performing an inward 2.5 somersault tuck position on 1 meter. Judges Awards, 6.5, 6.5, 6, 6.5, 6.5. Representing Team Alberta 2, Aiden will be performing a back dive pike position on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 6, 6, 6, 6.5, 6. Representing Team Alberta, number 2, Paul will be performing a back 2.5 somersault pike position on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 6, 7, 7, 7, 7.5. Representing Team Manitoba, number 2, Evangeline will be performing a forward 1.5 somersault pike position on 7. Judges Awards, 7, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5. Representing Team Manitoba, number 2, Nicholas will be performing a reverse 2.5 somersault tuck position on 10 meter. Judges Awards, 5.5, 5.5, 6.5, 5.5, 6. Representing Team BC1, Amelia will be performing a forward 1.5 somersault with a full twist on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 6.5, 6.5, 7, 6.5, 7. Representing Team BC1, Matthias will be performing an inward 2.5 somersault, pike position on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 7.5, 7.5, 8, 7.5, 7.5. Representing Team BC2, Maya will be performing a forward 1.5 somersault with 1 twist on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 6.5, 6, 6.5, 6.5, 7. Representing Team BC number 2, Nikos will be performing a back arm stand 2 somersault with 1.5 twists on 10 meter. Judges Awards, 4, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 5. Let's look at our leaderboard. Prenons un instant pour regarder le classement. Starting round number 3, Nicholas will be performing a reverse dive pike position on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 4.5, 5.5, 5.5, 6, 5.5. Next up, Katie will be performing a back arm stand 2 somersault with a half twist pike position on 10 meter. Judges Awards, 6, 6.5, 6, 5.5, 6.5. Next up, Annika will be performing a back dive pike position on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 6, 6, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5. Next up, Casey will be performing a back 1.5 somersault with 2.5 twists on 10 meter. Judges Awards, 7.5, 7, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5. Prochain plongeur, Arnaud, effectuera un 1,5 avant avec une vrille au 1 mètre. Judges Awards, 8.5, 8, 8, 8.5, 8. Prochain plongeur, Samuel, effectuera un 3,5 avant en position carpée au 10 mètres. Judges Awards, 8.5, 8, 7, 8, 8.5. Next up, Fiona will be performing an inward 1.5 somersault pike position on 7 meters. Judges Awards, 6, 6, 5.5, 6.5, 6.5. Next up, Logan will be performing a reverse 2.5 somersault tuck position on 3 meters. Judges Awards, 3.5, 3.5, 3, 3, 3. Next up is Cash with a reverse dive pike position on 10 meters. Judges Awards, 8, 8, 8, 7.5, 7.5. Next up is Lila with a forward 2.5 somersault with full twist, pike position on 3 meters. Judges Awards, 6.5, 6, 6.5, 6, 6.5. Next up is Ella with the forward arm stand, 1 somersault, pike position on 10 meters. Judges Awards, 8, 7.5, 8, 8, 8.5. Next up is Sam with a back 2.5 somersault tuck position on 3 meters. Judges Awards, 5.5, 7, 7, 7.5, 7. Prochain plongeur, Claude Olivier effectuera un équilibre avant, un périlleux en position carpée au 10 mètres. Judges Awards, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 8, 6.5. Prochain plongeur, Adrian effectuera un 2,5 avant avec une vrille en position carpée au 3 mètres. Judges Awards, 7.5, 7, 8.5, 8, 8.5. Next up is Corden with a back dive pike position on 1 meter. Judges Awards, 6, 6.5, 6.5, 6, 6.5. Next up is Vlad with the forward 3.5 somersault tuck position on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 4.5, 4.5, 5.5, 4, 4.5. Next up, Aiden with an inward 1.5 somersault pike position on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 6, 6.5, 6, 6.5, 6. Next up, Paul will be performing an inward 2.5 somersault tuck position on 1 meter. Judges Awards, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5, 6, 5. Next up is Nicholas with a back dive pike position on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 4.5, 4.5, 5, 5, 4.5. Next up, Evangeline will be performing a back 2.5 somersault tuck position on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 3.5 across. Next up, Amelia will be performing a back dive pike position on 3 meter. Judges Awards is 6, 6, 6, 6, 5.5. Next up, Matthias will be performing a forward 3.5 somersault pike position on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 8, 7, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5. Next up is Maya with the forward arm send, 1 somersault pike position on 7 meter. Judges Awards, 8, 7.5, 6, 7, 7. Next up is Nico with the reverse 2.5 somersault tuck position on 3 meter. Judges Awards is 6.5, 7, 6.5, 6, 6. Let's take a quick break to see which teams will pass to the next round. Prenons un petit instant pour voir quelles équipes passeront à la prochaine ronde. We'll be back very shortly as we are calculating which teams will go on to the next round. Nous serons de retour très bientôt car nous sommes en train de calculer quelles équipes passeront au prochain tour. All right, so we're back. So the teams that will continue to the next round are Team Ontario Black, Team Saskatchewan number 2, Équipe du Québec Blanc, Team Saskatchewan number 1, Team Ontario Red, Équipe du Québec Bleu, Team BC number 1, and Team BC number 2. All right, starting round number 4 with Rafael. Will be performing a forward 1.5 somersault pike position on 3 meter. Judges Awards is 7, 6.5, 7, 7, 7. Next up is Simon with a back 2.5 somersault tuck position on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 4.5, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6. Next up is Finley, who will be performing a back 1.5 somersault with a half twist on 1 meter. Judges Awards, 6 across. Prochain plongeur, Freddy, effectuera un 2,5 retourné en position groupée aux 3 mètres. Judges Awards, 6.5, 6, 6.5, 5, 6. Prochain plongeur, Samuel, effectuera un plongeon renversé en position carpée aux 10 mètres. Judges Awards, 7.5, 7.5, 8, 7.5, 7.5. Prochain plongeur, Arnaud, effectuera un 3,5 arrière en position groupée aux 10 mètres. Judges Awards, 5, 5, 5.5, 5, 4.5. Next up is Lila with an inward 1.5 somersault pike position on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 7.5, 7.5, 8, 7.5, 7.5. Next up is Cash with a reverse 2.5 somersault tuck position on 10 meter. Judges Awards, 10, 9, 9.5, 9.5, 9.5. Next up, Daria will be performing a back 1.5 somersault with a half twist on 7 meter. Judges Awards, 6.5, 6.5, 6, 6, 6.5. Next up, Nolan will be performing an inward 3.5 somersault tuck position on 10 meter. Judges Awards, 7, 7, 8, 7, 7. Prochaine plongeuse, Kéliane effectuera un demi-retourné en position carpée au 1 mètre. Judges Awards, 6.5, 7, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5. Prochaine plongeuse, Mathilde effectuera un 2,5 avant en position carpée au 1 mètre. Judges Awards, 6.5, 6.5, 6, 6.5, 7. Next up, Simran will be performing a reverse dive pike position on 1 meter. Judges Awards, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 7. Next up, Matthias will be performing a back 2.5 somersault tuck position on 5 meter. Judges Awards, 8, 7.5, 6.5, 6, 6.5. Next up, Alexandra will be performing a back dive pike position on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 7, 7. Next up, Maya will be performing an inward 2.5 somersault tuck position on 7 meter. Judges Awards, 5, 4.5, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5. All right, you know the drill. Let's pause while we calculate the teams that will be moving on to the next round. Prenons un instant alors que nous calculons quelles équipes passeront à la 5e et dernière ronde. All right, so we are back. The teams that will be moving on to the 5th and final round are Team Saskatchewan 2, Équipe du Québec Blanc, Team Saskatchewan number 1, Team Ontario Red, Équipe du Québec Bleu, and Team BC 1. All right, starting the 5th and final round, representing Team Saskatchewan 2, Annika will be performing a reverse dive pike position on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 6.5, 6.5, 6, 7, 7. Representing Team Saskatchewan, 2, Freddy effectuera un 1,5 renversé en position groupée au 1 mètre. Judges Awards, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3.5. Représentant l'équipe du Québec, Blanc, Livia effectuera un 1,5 avant en position carpée au 10 mètres. Judges Awards, 8.5, 8, 9, 8.5, 8.5. Représentant l'équipe du Québec, Blanc, Samuel effectuera un 3,5 retourné en position groupée au 10 mètres. Judges Awards, 7, 7, 6.5, 7, 7. Next up, representing Team Saskatchewan, 1, Lila will be performing a forward 1.5 somersault with a full twist on 1 meter. Judges Awards, 8, 7.5, 7.5, 8.5, 8. Next up, representing Team Saskatchewan, 1, Cash will be performing a back arm stand 2 somersault with 1.5 twist on 10 meter. Judges Awards, 8.5, 8, 8, 7.5, 8.5. Representing Team Ontario Red, Sam will be performing an inward 1.5 somersault pike position on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5. Representing Team Ontario Red, Ella will be performing a reverse 2.5 somersault tuck position on 3 meter. Judges Awards, 4.5, 5, 5, 5.5, 5.5. Représentant l'équipe du Québec bleu, Adrian Insania effectuera un plongeon renversé en position carpé aux 3 mètres. Judges Awards, 7.5, 7, 7.5, 7.5, 7. Représentant l'équipe du Québec bleu, Claude Olivier effectuera un 2,5 renversé en position groupée aux 10 mètres. Judges Awards, 8, 8, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5. Representing BC team number 1, Amelia will be performing a forward 1.5 somersault pike position on 3 meters. Judges Awards is 7.5, 7.5, 7, 7.5, 8. Last diver of this event, representing Team BC1, Jackson will be performing a reverse 2.5 somersault tuck position on 1 meter. Judges Awards, 2.5, 2.5, 3, 2.5, 2.5. This concludes the mixed team event finals. C'est ce qui conclut l'épreuve de la finale par équipe mixte. Save it, yeah. All right, we kindly ask all medalists to please line up at the red tent. The medal presentation will take place in 2 minutes as we have to make room for our artistic swimming friends. So please hurry up. On demanderait à toutes les équipes médaillées de, s'il vous plaît, se présenter à la tente rouge pour la présentation des médailles qui aura lieu dans 2 minutes. Nous devons faire de la place pour nos amis de la natation artistique. Donc, s'il vous plaît, on se dépêche. Reminder, if you are a medalist, please go to the red tent to line up for the medal presentation. Attention, si vous êtes médaillé, s'il vous plaît, vous présentez à la tente rouge le plus rapidement possible car nous devons libérer la piscine très prochainement pour nos amis de la natation artistique. We will need to clear the venue as soon as the medal presentation is over, as we need to make some space for our artistic swimming friends. The medal presentation for diving will commence in just a few moments. La remise des médailles pour le plongeon débutera dans quelques instants. Reminder that all athletes that are on the podium should be at the red tent. Honored guests, athletes, and spectators, welcome to the medal presentation for diving. The medal program is presented by Equinox Gold, the proud sponsor of the 2025 Canada Games. Distingués invités, athlètes et spectateurs, bienvenue à la cérémonie de remise des médailles pour le plongeon. Cette remise des médailles vous est présentée par Equinox Gold, fournisseur des médailles des Jeux du Canada 2025. Please welcome our medalists for the mixed team event. Veuillez accueillir nos médaillés pour l'épreuve par équipe mixte. On behalf of the 2025 Canada Games, Michelle Birmingham from Equinox Gold will now present the bronze, silver, and gold medals. Au nom des Jeux du Canada 2025, Michelle Birmingham de Equinox Gold remettra les médailles de bronze, d'argent et d'or. Receiving the bronze medal, la médaille de bronze est décernée à l'équipe du Québec bleu, Adrienne Insogna, Mathilde Laberge, Claude Olivier Lisée Coderre et Kéliane Tessier. Receiving the silver medal, la médaille d'argent est décernée à l'équipe du Québec blanc, Arnaud Corbeil, Livia McKibben et Samuel Talbot. Et maintenant, la médaille d'or est décernée, receiving the gold medal from Team Saskatchewan #1, Cash Tarasov, Lila Stewart, and Isa Koo. All right, please join us for the national anthem performed by the Newfoundland Symphony Orchestra. S'il vous plaît, veuillez vous joindre à nous pendant l'interprétation de notre hymne national par l'Orchestre symphonique de Terre-Neuve. Congratulations to all of the medalists. Félicitations à tous les médaillés. Thank you for joining us today as we wrap up the sixth and final day of diving at the Works Aquarena for the 2025 Canada Games. Merci à tous d'avoir été présents aujourd'hui alors que nous terminons la sixième et dernière journée de plongeon au The Works Aquarena pour les Jeux d'été du Canada 2025. Merci aux bénévoles, aux entraîneurs, aux athlètes, et aux officiels et toute l'équipe technique qui a pu faire de cet événement un succès. We would like to thank all coaches, athletes, volunteers, technical staff, and as well officials that have made this event a success.